Good morning, everyone. Employee Provident Fund, or commonly known as EPF, which always be coming to the mind when you think about your old age support, or in Hindi it is called Budhape Ka Sahara. So definitely, whenever you join an organization, so when you join ever in a government or private organization, they have opened some account in your name, or it is called otherwise called a provident fund account or pension account in your name. That's called an EPF. So what exactly an EPF? Now why this is what is the purpose that is EPF is has been created? And some frequently asking question, what are the EPF, now how the fund will be calculated? Today on this video I'm going to tell you about all over the things. So guys, whenever you are thinking about your old age, definitely you have always thinking about there is no active income support for you. At the same time, your company or your organization where you have since the long years have created an EPF on your name or pension fund on your name, or commonly known as a provident fund or PF. So some amount of your salary or some amount of your money that you got definitely invested for that, wherever whichever the money you have invested at a certain period of time, at a certain period of age, you got that amount, and that is called the corpus. So that is called the amount you got on your retirement, and that's none other than your pension fund, that is none other than your provident fund, and that none other than all the things that you got at the age of your retirement. So whenever you're thinking about an EPF, you're definitely thinking about what exactly the purpose and why it is company is created. Definitely the company want that his employer or his employee who has been serving for since long time doesn't want to be become idle, or doesn't want to be become something on a less income at the retirement age. When you're thinking about a retirement, is definitely it is thinking about a around 20 to 25 years of retirement. Okay, so when there is a no source of active income, the company will provide the facilities of EPF. At the time when the market is providing 8 to 9% of EPF, definitely your company, your organizations will help you to provide all the interest rate that it has been generated, whatever the amount you have invested in EPF during your service period, and that you can get during the course of your retirement. So what is the benefit of this is all about the EPF is you got a benefit of tax exempted benefit. It means that the amount you have invested in EPF during the course of your service time, that's exempted for the tax, and you can that is not be taxable. Whatever the interest you have earned from the during course of the time, that is also not taxable. And whatever the amount we entered, whatever the amount you got at the end of the period, end of the of your retirement, that's all the time not taxable. That is coming under the triple E category. So this is all one the benefit, and the EP will provide the 8 to 9% of interest that will helpful for you in case you have something in for your retirement, in case something you want in between your service period, that will help you to meet that purpose. So how much percentage it is in case you ask me, definitely 8 to 9% is same thing like your fixed deposit, something like your I can say your other long-term deposits when you think about your recurring fixed deposits as well as your PPF. Okay, public provident fund. But EP is something which is created by your company, your organizations. Okay, so when you're thinking about what exactly the EPF and how it will be calculated and how a person can be set up this EPF, then we can go. We have to know about what exactly are EPF. EPF is started in the year of 1952 by the government. Okay, and the agency or the authority that is taking care of, and that regulated the EPF, that is not other than the Employee Provident Fund Organization, or commonly known as EPFO. Okay, so if you can go to if you want to search for your EPF, you definitely go to EPFO site and definitely go for asking about what exactly an EPF and all these things. Okay, so it is started for all the employees who are having an income of 15,000, but gradually it is for all the employees, and the company and the organization are open for all the employees in order to provide benefit in their old age. Okay, when you don't have an active source of income. So guys, so you just have to remember that whenever you're thinking about an EPF, definitely you are thinking about a regular source of income at your old age. Definitely EPF is commonly thinking about your, provide the facilities to your old age. Okay, so it is when you're thinking about an EPF, definitely I told about the it is calculated, it is exempted, the one benefit, and second thing, it is provide the insurance facilities to you in case a employee's death during the service period. All the amount will be provided to the to the employee without any kind of hesitations. Okay, he can withdraw all the corporates he has deposited so far till the death. Okay, it is maybe your service period or after maybe after the service period. Okay, so that is the one thing. And when you're thinking about the definitely we thinking about the age of the employee, definitely at 58 years, correct. The retirement age we think about 50 years. It means that you have to invest up to 58 years. After that you get a certain amount of money at the 50 years age, and that will helpful for you. Okay, so now the common question asked by the people, how the investment, whatever the investment we do in the EPF, how it will be calculated. Okay, so I have some example of this. So whenever you are investing in EPF, the certain portion of your salary has been invested in EPF. So when you're thinking about certain percent of salary, we have to divide the salary into two employee category. One is a government employee category, and second is a private employee category. When you're thinking about a government employee category, you have to think about their basic wages and the dearness allowances. So EPF percentage, which is calculated on this. Okay, when you're thinking about the private employee category, it is only have to think about the basic wages. Okay, there is no dearness allowances provided to the private employees or the corporate sector, so they will not get any kind of percentage calculated on the dearness allowance, because they do not get dearness allowances, only on the basic salary. And the percentage is given by the things that is only the 24%, or 24% is divided between two people or two category. One is employer, another is employee. Okay, when you're thinking about the employer, it is 12%, and when you're thinking about the employee, is 12%. It means that 12% of your salary will be calculated. 12% your PPF will be deposited by the employer, and 12% is deposited by the employee. The first question is, when we're thinking about your salary, there is the employer contribution will not be visible your pay slip or your salary, so, but it will be deposited in the EPFO. Okay, so but one thing you have to think about, that whatever the amount you have got from your company or from your job, that is not all the things is cost to company or the CTC whatever. It means that whatever the amount is deposited in the EPF, it means that it is only the 24%. It means that all the amount is going from your salary, and certain part is divided in the name of the employer, and certain part is divided in the name of the employee. And the conclusion, everything is going from your salary only. There is no separate employer seat and employer benefit. So it is going only from the cost to company. Okay, so when you think about a cost to company, certain amount of, if you see in the right hand side and the left hand side, you are thinking about all the deposits, that is all the cost that is company has invested for you. On the other side, your investment, your EPF, okay, your insurance, or your you can say the professional taxes, whatever the taxes you see in the right hand side, correct. So in the EPF sector, you can see that 24% means that the 12% for the employer and 12% for the employee as well. Okay, so when you're thinking about an EPF sheet, or thinking about an EPF, definitely you are thinking about the 24%. It means that the first 12% is divided by the on go to the EPF, and the next 12% of the employer is divided into three categories. Okay, the first category is EPF, second category is EPS, and third category is all about the insurance cost. Okay, the first category is all about the EPF, which I told you. Okay, when you're thinking about the 12% of the employer, it is divided into three category. When it contribute to EPF is 3.67%. When you're thinking about the EPS, which contribute to 8.33%. When thinking about EDLI, which is not getting the insurance, is 0.5%, and another was EPFA, which is 0.5%. So don't be confused. First thing is EPF, you are very clear about the employer, and the second thing is about EPS, which is nothing but your pension. Okay, so the provident fund of yours is also contribute somewhat of the amount towards pension, and that is only contributed by your employer. Okay, so to 12% of employers divided first 3.6% to your EPF, second 8.33% to the EPS, which is employer pension scheme. Okay, towards the employers towards the employee pension scheme, the employer has to deposit some money which will get in some period of time. Okay, so third thing is about EDLI and the EPFA is not on 0.5%, 0.5%, nothing but the insurance. In case of death, you will get that amount. Okay, so that you have to think about it. Okay, now the question is, whenever you are withdrawing that money, whenever withdraw, that is one thing and possible that in case you're withdrawing, you cannot withdraw the full amount. Provided the two things you have to remember: in case of employee death, in case of employee resignations, and he doesn't have a job, or he or she doesn't have a job for 2 months nearly, he can withdraw the full amount. In that case only possible. On the rest of cases, you have to only withdraw the some percentage of amount. I can say the 40 to 50% of our account amount, and that only in case your marriage or your children's marriage. Second thing, in you have your critical illness. Third thing, in this case is the COVID-19. You can withdraw only some percentage of amount, and or your hospital or nothing about that. That is, we can withdraw it. Okay, so in on these cases only we do the some percent amount depend upon the circumstances of the divided. Correct. So this is the cases of the thing. Okay, these are all the things I have discussed, and you must be benefited of the it and the EPMM. So on 2000, so recently that the government of India has suggested that due to this COVID-19, the 10% of only 10% of employer and 10% of employee only go to the EPM, and the rest of the 2%, or you can say 4% total go to your salary or take home salary. Okay, the recent announcement by the government that is only applicable in the case of May, June, and July. This 3 months you will get the benefit. Okay, so this is the announcement by the our finance minister, Nirmala Sitharaman. One of the press conference. If you ever see that. Okay, so the rest 4% you will go for the your employee. You will find it your payslip. You will get the some extra amount because of your EPF. Okay, now the commonly asked question about the EPF is, did the pension be transferred? Okay, so when you're thinking about your EPF in 2014, one of the things that is coming into the mind, that is UAN. Okay, what is exactly an UAN? So I will discuss this thing on your next video, how all about the UAN is. UAN is nothing about a universal account number which is applicable in 2014. So gone are those days whenever one company join, we when a player join one company, and that is he or she retire from one company. Nowadays people are changing from one to different company, but there is a problem arises when they're transferring the fund from one company to another company. So the UN access is given by the central government in the year of 2014 itself. Okay, so in 2014 it means that one UN access will be given to the one person, and one member is one PPF. It means that your PPF has to be linked to the one UN number. For example, you are joining in one company, and you have resigned and joined in another company. So your PPF in one other company has to be transferred to the other UN number, because you have one UN number for one PPF. So all the PPF has to be transferred to the other company, and that is one UN number. That's called an universal account number, which is provided by the government in the year of 2014. Okay, so whenever you are thinking about universal access number, you can generate through online if you have not access, or you can generate through your company or wherever you are working. Okay, they will open an account, they will do all the event things. Now this possible people who are joined 2014 bags, they do not have a UN number, so they have to generate through online, and I will give the link on the description where you can generate the UN number through the PF. Okay, what are the PF, and you can transfer it whenever you are joining a new company. Old PF account will be transferred to the new PF account under one UN number. Okay, so one member have a one UN number. So whenever you are transferring the fund, the provident fund has to be transferred to your new year number. But the only thing is not transfer your pension. Okay, that only you can get in case whenever you are thinking about in case of a withdrawal. Okay, that only can withdraw. So if you were serving in one company for the 6 months, so you cannot withdraw 6 months, okay, so you cannot withdraw your what do you think about pension, but you need to serve this company for more than 6 months or less than 10 years so that you can withdraw your pension. If your person is working one company for more than 10 years, definitely his or her pension he will get at a retirement age. He will not get another whenever or whatever time he require. Okay, so you understand about pension. Pension cannot be transferred whenever you transfer your PVF from one previous company to the new to the another to the new company under 1 year. But a pension is not transfer. Pension is only you withdraw. Okay, you can withdraw your pension, but in the case you have to serve minimum 6 months in that company, company, or maximum 10 years. If you more than the 10 years, your pension you will get at the retirement age. Okay, your pension will not go anywhere else. Okay, so you understand about the pension, correct? So now the thing is, whenever you are have to pay pension, definitely you have to go to your event portal. I'll give in descriptions. You can go there and you have to link, you have to withdraw there by downloading the 10C. But in case of pension, but in case of PF transfer, you have to you just have to transfer from your old PF to the new PF by going to the UN portal, and that we can say the downloading the 13E. Okay, if you're thinking about that, this is basically a 13E. All right, so you have to transfer the 13E and you have to download that, and you have to submit to the company or wherever the old company. I will suggest for the new company, they will transfer your PN, they will transfer your PF from old account to the new account on the one universal number. Okay, so definitely you will upload for the new company. That will be better because you are currently working, so you have to benefit all of it. Okay, so you understand all these things, and you will get tax benefit. You can under the 1,50,000 tax by the Indian tax Indian under the you can say in case you are want a tax rebate. Okay, so that you can do under the EPF. So you will know about the EPF, and you will know about what exactly new EPF and how it is divided at the EPF. Okay, so this is all about thing, and hope you understand something about EPF, and it will helpful for your interest. Any question, any concern, you can write down on my comment. I will help you definitely. Okay, if you want some point on this, you can add this on. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.